The most famous trophy on Earth does not exist. The original World Cup was stolen, twice. It was hidden from the Nazis in a shoebox under a bed. Once, when an entire country failed to find it, it was rescued by a dog. And in the end, it vanished forever. Almost certainly melted down into bars of gold. This is the story of how a tournament nobody wanted became the biggest event in human history. A French official named Jules Rimet has an idea: a true world championship of football. There is one problem. The first host is Uruguay, and for European teams that means 2 weeks on a ship across the Atlantic. Most of them simply refuse to come. In the end, only 4 European teams make the journey, sailing together on the same ocean liner, with the golden trophy packed in Rimet's own luggage. 13 teams show up. Some matches are watched by only a few hundred people. Uruguay beats Argentina 4-2 in the final, and a nation of 2 million declares a national holiday. Nobody in that stadium could have imagined what this thing was about to become. Then the world caught fire. 1942. No World Cup. 1946. No World Cup. And the trophy itself became a target. Solid gold in wartime Europe does not stay safe, not even in a bank vault. So an Italian football official named Ottorino Barassi quietly removed it from a vault in Rome and hid it in a shoebox under his bed. For years, the greatest prize in world sport sat in a bedroom, disguised as a pair of old shoes, while armies moved across the continent. Brazil. The deciding match at the Maracanã draws a crowd of roughly 200,000 people. To this day, the largest attendance in the history of football. Brazil needs only a draw. Uruguay wins 2-1, and the stadium falls so silent that players later said they could hear their own footsteps. Then television arrives. 1954, the first World Cup ever shown on TV. 1970, the first broadcast in color carried by satellite around the globe. The World Cup stops being an event you attend. It becomes an event the entire planet watches at the same moment. But remember the trophy. In 1966, 4 months before the tournament in England, it was put on public display in London. And it was stolen. In broad daylight. Scotland Yard searched everywhere. A ransom note arrived. The nation panicked. 7 days later, a man walking his dog in South London noticed the animal sniffing at a package under a garden hedge, wrapped in newspaper. Inside was the World Cup. The dog's name was Pickles. He became a national hero. Brazil won the trophy permanently in 1970, their 3rd title. It went home to Rio into a display case, and in 1983, thieves broke in and took it. This time, there was no dog, no hedge, no miracle. It was never seen again. Investigators believe it was melted down, the most famous object in sports, reduced to anonymous bars of gold. The trophy lifted by champions today is a replacement. The original exists only in photographs. Now look at what that reluctant little tournament became. 1930. 13 teams invited by letter, watched by a few thousand people. 2026. 48 teams, 104 matches, 3 host nations, and a final watched by well over 1 billion people. Think about that number. Roughly 1 in every 5 human beings alive watches that single match. The World Cup has now survived for nearly a century. Empires collapsed in that time. Borders were redrawn. The trophy itself was stolen, hidden, and destroyed. And the tournament simply refused to die. We didn't just invent a competition. We accidentally built the only event that the entire human species stops to watch together. If you like stories about how ordinary ideas quietly became world-changing, that's what this channel digs into. The next one is already coming.